Hey, Barry Burns here with Top Dog Trading, and today I'm going to take you to the next step of mastery in trading. And again, as we said, all mastery is ultimately self-mastery, so I'm going to show you how to do it in your mind. Mind mastery, if you will. Ooh, spooky stuff. Not really. Actually, it's very, very cool stuff. So this is, I wouldn't even say it's advanced, but I have not seen a lot of people teach this before, so let's jump right into it. So you've heard of using trading logs. Trading logs is a great idea, but the way most people use them is just to write down where you got in, where you got out, stuff like that, the trade you took up, the time, etc. Well, that's pretty much useless because you can just download that from your broker and get all that information. So here's what's useful, and here's what can transform your trading. So we don't want just information on your trading logs. We want to use that information for transformation of your mind. So let me show you what I do. So there's several types of patterns in trading. Trying to get my trading logs over here. There we go. I'll show you mine. How's that? So what I do is, of course, we got the usual suspects here. Let's see if I can show you this clearly. Okay, so there you go. So right here, whoops, wrong side. You'll see where I've got my notes. So trading logs, blah, blah, blah. Date, time, broker, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Get in, get out. So I can put 3 trades on here. 1, 2, and 3. Now, here's the key element, thinking and feeling. See that? Thinking and feeling. So I write down here what I was thinking when I took the trade. That's thought process, literally analyzing the thoughts in your mind. And then feeling, the feeling in your gut, how you felt about it. And then over here, I put in any mistakes that I made. So, get that out of my face. So, thinking, what am I thinking? All right, so I might be thinking something like, I think this is a good Head and Shoulders. I've seen this pattern before, and I made money with it before, or whatever. It's a logical thought without any emotion to it. Feeling, then, is how you feel about that. Maybe you're feeling anxious. Maybe you're feeling really confident. Maybe you're a little worried. Maybe you're feeling like, oh, I don't know. I mean, that's a feeling itself. Whenever I am looking at my mind, and this is like the observer concept in Buddhism, where you observe your mind, you use that third-party perception in not identifying with your mind, but looking at your mind as a third person. And whenever I look at my mind and I find my brain going, I'm not sure, it looks kind of good, right away I just cut the trade, say, nope, not going to take that, because that expresses uncertainty and doubt. And so the first thing we're doing here, before we go on to the mistakes part of it, is that we are not only analyzing the charts, we're analyzing ourselves, our thoughts and our feelings. And so not only are we trading charts, but we're trading the patterns on the chart, sure, but we're also trading the patterns in ourselves. So this is where, again, trade mastery becomes self-mastery. And you can actually start to look at patterns here, and just like we do with charts, price patterns, indicator patterns, whatever, and we look at them over a period of time, and we look at, okay, what's consistent? What consistently works on the charts? What consistently does not work on the charts? And then we develop a system of the things that work consistently over a large sample of data. So now we're doing the same thing, but with ourselves. So we look at our thought process and we say, okay, when I think this thing, how often does that work out? When I feel confident, how often do I actually win on a trade? Now, this can vary from person to person, so this is a gift you have to give yourself. You might find that, hey, when I'm really confident, usually the trade actually works. On the other hand, you might find out, man, the times when I'm most confident, that's when it hardly ever works. That's usually when I lose money. Okay, so again, that's a gift you have to give yourself. You're looking for the patterns there. Now, same with the feelings. So with your feelings, when you're kind of hemming and hawing, usually my experience is it's best to stay out of the trade for pretty much everybody. But if you're feeling anxious, that could be 2 things. That could be that it's going against your instinct. And usually trades that go against human nature usually end up working out well, because human nature does not really work well with trading. That's why most people lose money trading. It's counterintuitive. So you might actually find out that, gosh, when my gut is feeling like, I don't know why, brain, I don't know why, but I'm not feeling this trade. Might be a great trade. Might be counterintuitive. And that might be exactly why it does work. Or again, it depends on your level of development in your trading, because after you've been trading for a while, and especially after you're consistent, then all of a sudden the trades that do work out, they start to feel right, because you have that long-term experience, lots of reps, and that pattern recognition gets into your nervous system. So this is why you have to do it for yourself. Okay, so monitoring yourself. And then the last part of this is, obviously there's a lot more here, but again, let's see, get this in the camera here. So you see that pink area here? Whoops, well, it's on the wrong side. Mistakes. So how do we define mistakes? Mistakes in your trading are simply this: whatever breaks your rules. So hopefully you have a list of rules that you're using in your trading methodology. So anything that breaks the rule, that's what we define as a mistake. That's it. That's all that is a mistake, is breaking a rule in your trading methodology. So this is where, again, trading isn't always logical. You can say, well, this trade doesn't perfectly set up with my rules, but I don't know, it just looks good. Wow, that's kind of a revealing statement right there. I hear a lot of amateur traders talk about that. It just looks good. Well, what do you mean by that? Where's the data? Where's the statistical analysis over a large sample of data? I don't know, it just looks good. Well, don't trade stuff that just looks good. So that's why you want to accumulate this data from yourself. And you might even find when you write down these mistakes that, oh, maybe some of your trading rules are a little off. Maybe you'll want to adjust some of your trading rules when you start to see over a large sample of data what is working and what isn't. Or it could reinforce your rules. Either way, ultimately you want to have a list of rules that do work most of the time, and then breaking those rules is what is a mistake. Now, here's what we do. So as I say, it's really about pattern recognition over a large sample of data. So that's just one trade, one trade, one trade. You notice I have 3 trades to a piece of paper. Then I'll take it over to my monthly. All right, let's bring this up here. Can you see that? Okay, there we go. So there's my trade log for the monthly. The main thing here is over on this side, number of mistakes. So this is a one. I can't see backwards here on my camera. Everything's reversed on my camera. So here's week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. So we're looking for cumulative amounts here. Cumulative amounts. All right, now I'll use the other hand. You get that on the camera there? Great. I'm not great with technology, obviously. So there's other things here, but the main thing we're looking for patterns is the number of mistakes I made. Now, here is and you write in the mistakes here. So first of all, and that last column, what I'll be writing in is, okay, let's say what's a common mistake? Got out of the trade too soon. Okay, market went a lot further, and I see myself consistently getting out of the trade too soon. So if it just happens once or twice in a month, who cares? Again, everybody makes mistakes here and there. We're looking for the patterns, the one that you make over and over and over and over. That's the point of this exercise. So don't worry about, once or twice. Worry about the ones that keep coming up. So there you would you go to your daily logs, and at the end of the month, you could do this at the end of every week, by the way, and then the end of every month. And you write down there, okay, I got out of my trades too soon over the course of a month 23 times. Okay. Wow, if it's 23 times, that's significant. That's a bad pattern. That's when you're really going to want to work on. All right, and you're going to choose maybe 2. I'd work on 1 at a time, or 2 at a time, or at the most 3 at a time. Again, personal. But here's the motivator, okay? Here's the motivator. Ready for this? All right, let me try to get this in front of the camera again. So it's this column right there. Net P&L without making mistakes. So you go back through all your trades, and then you calculate, okay, well, here's much I made or I lost that month, or that week, and then that month, and so forth. But then you go back and you say, okay, now let's diagnose this again. Let's reanalyze this. And if I didn't make any of these mistakes, then how much would I have made, or how much would I have lost? And I'll bet you by golly wow that if you did not make those repetitive mistakes, you would have probably, possibly already be a profitable trader. Who knows? Depends where you are in your trading journey, obviously. But it would be a lot less of a loss, and maybe even already a profitable trader. For so many students I've seen as we've done this exercise, this one thing alone changes their trading dramatically because they get pretty excited. I've seen so many traders who, when they see those 2 columns, here's how much I lost this month and here's how much I would have made, this month, if I just didn't make these mistakes, they have this epiphany and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm a profitable trader right now. If I just cut out these mistakes, I don't need to add anything. I just need to subtract the mistakes. And I'm there. And that's pretty exciting. And so that's the motivating part of the exercise that gets people to change their behavior. Because it's one thing to read a trading psychology book or to study trading psychology. It's these kind of actions that really make a difference in your behavior, your behavioral finance, as they call it. So, hey, by the way, I'll give you my trading logs. If you want copies of these, I'll be happy to give them to you. Just send me an email over at barry@topdogtrading.com and just say, hey, Barry, saw your video. Please send me over your trading logs, and we'll attach them to an email and respond to you. Also, if you want one of my favorite trade strategies that I'm making money with constantly, in fact, I was going to say right now, but I've always made money with this trade. It's called the rubber band trade. It is one of my favorites, and it is one of the most simple trades that I use, and it's one of the most consistently profitable trades. And for those two reasons, I give it to the trading community at no cost. And my goal behind that is I want you to start making money with it right now without any charge, no cost whatsoever. Just give it to you, start making some money. If you have questions about it, send me an email, barry@topdogtrading.com, help you walk through it. But I've got some videos there that will show you exactly how to trade the rubber band trade. And it works for day trading, swing trading, stocks, forex, futures, commodities, options. It's a universal trading methodology, reversion to the mean mathematical model. And I've been trading this thing for over a decade, and it's still working. So get it for yourself for free. Rubberbandtrade.com. That's where you get it. Simple. Rubberbandtrade.com. You can go straight there and get access to the videos. So thanks, my friend. Have a great trading week this week. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them down below. And if you want any questions answered in future videos too, by the way, go ahead and post those below as well, because a lot of times I'm looking for topics, and my favorite topics to cover are the ones that you ask for. So feel free to do that, and I look forward to seeing what your questions are.